So pretty much the rest of the car is black, right? You got sand black on the trims, but the logo, they actually made it chrome, and even the front logo. So a lot of people just want to black it out. Or some people debadge it, that's the term, and they want to just keep it removed fully. So we're gonna go ahead and start removing this. The number one thing for this one is you need to use some heat, right? Because underneath that, it is not bolted, nothing like that. It is just simply an adhesive, but it is a very strong Emblem adhesive, which could be very difficult to remove. So first step is going to be heating up these elements. So typically what I like to do is, since this is 5 letters, I want to do it one at a time instead of trying to heat up the whole thing, because by the time you get to the next one or the third one, it's going to be pretty much too cold again, right? So the main thing for this is moving your heat gun around. You don't want to like stay in one area, right? Okay, and then once you do that, you can see, look at this T. It's starting to little dance a bit, okay? So you could use this. This is a little tinier, so it might be harder to get kind of underneath that. But if you were, might be able to just kind of move it around. Yeah, this is a really thin one, so you might not need this right away. Again, using this spudger tool. Okay. Definitely be really careful about when removing this, because one caution is when you remove it, this thing is a little sharp, and if you kind of dig into that, so I was trying to move it more this way instead of leveraging it in any way, right? Until I got to the straight part. But you can see that's fine. There's going to be no scratches right there. So I got the T off. Gonna do the next thing now. Okay, and then we're gonna just go ahead and see. Woo. So the other alternative is going to be just fishing line, if you just get some really strong one. And then, full transparency, we do these videos because we want to help you, and sometimes along the way we make mistakes. And one tip is when you remove this, and this is our car, so that's okay, is, like I said earlier right here, I warned you guys and I did it. This thing is super sharp, the top one, and I think it scratched here just a little bit. I might see if I can get that out. But that's just what happened. So even though it's a little bit hard, I would, instead of trying to just pull it back and kind of shimmying it, it'll be a lot more effective to get a string underneath and then trying to loosen it up that way. Because once you loosen it up, you could just take it off. And then you're not gonna risk scratching anything. So, whenever we do this video, it sucks, but then at the same time, we look at it, we made a mistake, so you don't have to. So there's that, right? So for this one, what I like to do is I just like to get a little bit of leverage. I don't need a lot, okay? I just need to get a little bit underneath that. And once I am, you can see I can just kind of work my way around the S. Just go back and forth like that. And once I get close, that's when I can pull back, okay? And then just make sure, again, you're not gonna scratch anything. So one of the other things that I would do, just as I'm doing this, because this is like super thin, is I will definitely just tape it around the perimeter. And what this will do is it will actually protect your paint, right? Because you don't really want to damage it at all. So what you're doing is just creating kind of a protection layer around it, just like that. So once you get to that point, so I'm about, I would say like 4 inches away. Like if you're gonna do that, just make sure that you have a lot of movement. Okay, so we got this. These are so tiny. Just gonna go ahead and move this a little bit first. And now, since I have the tape, it's not resting at all on the actual. Okay. What I'm doing now is just lifting it up just a little bit so I can get under that. I just need a little bit of leverage. There you go. And once I've got leverage, good. Work my way. And then again, trying to, there we go. That's a lot better. All right, so I think that is the right method to do it for sure. And when you do this, try to get like a little bit underneath it for sure. And they're gonna heat it again. All right, so again, now that we have the tape here, I could kind of push this aside. The main thing is I don't want this to dig in. And I think the pink squeegee, even though that we have this protected, I actually prefer having it kind of loosened up with a string, because when you move it, there's just a lot of chances that it'll scratch something like that. So, all right, again, loosened up, and then kind of use your nails, pull back. Once you have it pulled back, that's when you can use the strings a little bit. Okay, look at that. And then all the way, boom, that was clean. So now that we have that, these handles do work really well for like actual logos, but typically once you get this tiny stuff, and there's this concave, so my knuckles kind of keep getting caught in it. So that's kind of the challenge right here. This one's especially hard. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the tape. Don't need that right now. Cool. You could use Goo Gone, you could use a lot of other things. I think that's probably one of the more popular chemical to use. I like kind of skipping all that and just using this. This is adhesive remover. And all you want to do is low speed, guys, low speed, not like crazy. And you're just gonna rub this thing on the adhesive, and we'll loosen up all of that, like so. That's fine. I'm using very little pressure. I'm really letting this thing do the work. What it does is it pretty much removes some of this, and while it does that, it kind of removes some of that adhesive as well. So I'm not like pushing hard. And when I'm watching, and you see how it like stops, I'm also not doing it like crazy. This is a warning, like this is not an easy do-yourselfer. Like if you're gonna do it, we're gonna come out with one where you can just cover it up with vinyl. It's gonna be way easier. If you're not like a avid like do-yourselfer, like I would not recommend doing this because this is a lot more risk, a lot more work. A lot of this is a professional, like people who do this for a living, that's what this is. And if you do it and you stand there for long periods, it would actually a little strip the paint. So like super warning, just letting you know about that. All right, so we're just using some waterless wash right here. I'm just kind of over spraying quite a bit. and this will make it a lot easier to get rid of all this adhesives. And I would highly recommend not doing this dry. You will scratch your paint for sure. All right, so don't do that. And this really all waterless and these quick detailers, that's what it's doing. It's creating this barrier, right? So that between, when you do this, you're avoiding as much scratching as you can. After you remove it, you can see that it looks decently good right here on camera probably. But if you look at it really closely, what you'll see is you'll see a little bit of haze around the logo. And that makes sense, right? We've had this car since March or April, somewhere around there. And that thing's just been sitting there. So what you need to do is you actually need to polish it off. So typically this is a 3-inch polisher. And I'll just use a cut compound, and then we'll probably use a polish compound, but for now I'm just going to use a cut. And then you want to just polish all of this, okay? So it's going to do all 3. So we got a clean microfiber, never reuse. All right, so now you can see, and I can tell you, other than that thing that you see right there, it looks really, really good. There is no hazing. Is this deresolvable or not? It is. Everything is deresolvable in my opinion, but this one is significantly harder because I think it also requires not just, you know, simple tools that will provide, but like a polisher like this is not cheap at all. And on top of that, it requires someone with knowledge in doing that, because if you use the wrong pad, the wrong compound, and then you put it on a car with clear coat, you could literally burn through it if you don't know what you're doing. But if you are, maybe we'll do another video about this in detail. If you want to try this alone, you know, try this yourself. Let us know if you have any questions as you try it. We're here to help you, you know, customize, protect, and maintain. So click on that subscribe, and we'll see you later.